Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Your mother is your Nafil Hajj. We have to thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for those that have been permitted to go to the house of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and perform the Faraz Hajj. And once a person performs the Faraz Hajj, then after some time he desires to go again to Baytullah to do another Hajj, but forgetting to realize the importance of looking after the elderly mother. To understand this, there was an incident that took place. One man, he left from the city of Farghana in Central Asia with the intention of performing Nafil Hajj. When he reached another town called Nishapur, he went to visit one senior alim by the name of Abu Uthman al-Khairi rahmatullahi alayh. He made salam to this alim, and he understood that this alim had clearly heard his salam, yet the alim did not respond. So he began to feel annoyed, and he reflected, he thought to himself that what is the matter with this man? How surprising it is that a Muslim does not respond to the salam of another Muslim. So at times Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reveals the inner condition of a person to another person through the means of kashf. So Abu Uthman rahmatullahi alayh, he heard what this man was thinking and he commented, does a person perform Hajj whilst abandoning his ailing and grieving mother? So this person, he understood this truth and it jolted him. So he abandoned his plan for Hajj and immediately set off to return to Farghana. And thereafter he remained in the service of his ailing and grieving mother until she passed away. After his mother passed away, he traveled to Nishapur and he went to sit in the company of Abu Uthman al-Khairi because he understood that this man has great depth and piety. So when Abu Uthman rahmatullahi alayhi saw the man, he leapt up, he embraced him and honored him. So he remained in the company of Abu Uthman until Abu Uthman rahmatullahi alayhi had left this world. So from this incident we understand the rights of a mother. In fact, the rights of the parents are so sacred. The importance and sanctity of the rights of parents increase with age. The bond of parenthood becomes stronger with time. Even if the son reaches 60 years, he remains a child to his parents, and it remains his obligation to keep them happy in all lawful things. Yes, if they command you to do something which is against the command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then you cannot obey them in fulfilling this unlawful thing which they asked you to do, when it contravenes and contradicts the teachings of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the sunnah of Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam. But a person leaves those things out with respecting his parents, not in an unrespectful or unapologetic way. He respects the parents, but he doesn't fulfill their commands. So therefore it is not permissible for even an adult or an elderly son to depart on a journey without the happy consent and blessings of his parents. And a journey in terms of the Sharia is a distance of 77 kilometers or more. So as children with parents, we should not deprive ourselves of the wonderful du'as of our parents when we go on a journey. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam described the dua of parents as mustajab. That means that it is readily acceptable without any doubt. There is no doubt that the du'as of our parents will be accepted on our behalf. But their du'as will be accepted when we please them and we make them happy. Many a times we become oblivious to the fact that it is wajib to fulfill the rights of our parents because of different indoctrinations. And we live the lifestyle of animals, that once the animal grows up and now it understands that it no longer needs its parents, the animals disappear and carry on with its life and forget about their parents. But rather we have to live a life where we are connected continuously to our parents. One incident, on one occasion, one family, they went and they were stranded and they looked for some accommodation which they could not find because it was late at night. And they contacted a relative of theirs, and this relative told them that he's got a friend in that area, and the friend says that they can come to spend the night over there. So when they went to spend the night there was an elderly lady that was the owner of that property, and she lived in the granny flats and this person lived in the main building. And this lady was so happy that many guests had come to her house. So she went and invited all her friends around and told them that many guests have come to my house. Please come visit, come see. So the people, they were confused that why are they so excited about these guests, whereas these guests have no affiliation with this lady. They do not even know her for a bar of soap. So when they asked the person who was renting by the main house, what was the condition, they said that this lady, Allah Ta'ala blessed her with 4 sons, and these sons, they achieved great levels in this dunya. One was a doctor, one lawyer, engineer, etc. Great fields. And they earned very well. But the reality of the matter is they had forgotten their mother. Even on Eid, they would not come to visit their ailing mother. Their old mother, they would not come to visit. And the father passed away. So that is the reality of this world, that we begin to forget. Another incident, one elderly person, he took his son and he wanted to remind his son of what happened in the past. So when he went to the park, he started asking his son that what is that? What kind of a bird is that? So the son said that is a duck. After a few minutes he asked again, what kind of a bird is that? The son said that is a duck. After a few minutes he asked, what kind of a bird is that? The son said that is a duck. After the 4th, 5th time, the son became agitated and he told the father that what is the matter with you? How many times must I tell you the same thing and you ask me the same thing? That is a duck. Can't you get it in your brains? So this father, he remained silent. He took his son home and he took out his diary and he showed an episode in his life when he was young and his son was still a baby. And it was written over there, today I took my son to the pond and my son for the first time he saw a duck. So he asked me, what kind of a bird is that? So I responded, it is a duck. And he asked me more than 20 times, and every time with so much of love and admiration and affection for my son, I responded that it is a duck. Not once did I become upset. So he told his son that this is the reality of this world, that when the parents needed the children, when the children needed the parents were there with so much affection and love. But when the children needed the parents, then the parents became a burden for the children and the children became upset. That is why this evil fitna of the old age home is flourishing, because the children have forgotten their duties on their parents. So we have to try our best to keep our parents with us and look after them to the best of our abilities and take their du'as, because that is what is going to support us and assist us in our life.